Been a very fun first half. Evan Hughes, Blaine Fink, our outstanding ACC Network crew on hand. Temperatures in the mid-60s, regular season finale. Number 2 Clemson, Virginia Tech. Both teams have had chances. It's been a fairly even first half between these two sides.
I think if you really looked at the chances and the quality of chances, Virginia Tech probably has the upper hand barely. But like you said, both sides creating opportunities, making the other goalkeeper make saves, come off their line. So both teams have done a good job in that.
And for Virginia Tech, Blaine, some of their best looks, they've bypassed the midfield, finding Roche in the attacking third.
And I think that's what they have to do because of how condensed Clemson's midfield is. They make it very hard to move the ball. But what that will do, going over the top and playing direct, spreads Clemson out, and then it will inevitably open up the midfield for Virginia Tech. So you kind of touched on it. They're bypassing it momentarily, but could potentially open it up later on.
Here's Uwimana. Chips it, and Donovan gets his hand on it, but it rolls in. C.J. Coppola was there, and the Hokies have the 1-0
lead. We talked about Noe Uwimana, had a great freshman campaign, and that continues here. He is one of those players who is so fast on the outside, really does a good job to get himself involved in the play. A great ball over top. We talked about playing direct, a great direct ball. Quick one-time hit across. Donovan does his best to get a hand on it and try and redirect that. But a really good offensive play. Bypasses that midfield, like you noted. Uwimana really quickly beats a player. One touch, that's all it is. Donovan, I realize, actually did have a good save there, and that's an inadvertent hit off of Lundegaard, who's tracking back defensively there. But that's what it is. That's creating luck for Virginia Tech, and it's a great cross and a great finish there.
The goal credited in the stats to Coppola, Uwimana, and Hensley an assist. This crowd into it, and it's 1-0 Virginia Tech. Okunlola. Musa, the cross, no one home. That's a player who is so fun to watch. Wahaba Musa, the freshman.
And not that Virginia Tech has to be told this, but this is a Clemson team that was down 2-0 against Louisville a couple of weeks ago and scored 3 goals in 10 minutes. So we know, based solely on how much time is left, but literally there's so much game left, and Clemson has such an ability to respond. So for Virginia Tech, these next 5 to 10 minutes are critical in terms of keeping composure, not letting Clemson get back on the board.
Foul was on Marcano. And a free kick awarded. And this Clemson team, 14 goals in its last 3 matches. To the back post, still dangerous, and there's Cardona. Even though that's a corner kick, right place, right time.
But that's what Clemson does. It's a half chance. He's literally running out of bounds and just getting a body on it, cutting it back across, and has created a dangerous opportunity. That's the difference for Clemson, is that they are so intuitive and know how to continue plays, even though it might look like it's going out. So great job there offensively from them.
A corner kick. Clemson keeps possession. Duquesne, the left foot, trying to connect with Musa. There's Chow, who's been very busy on the defensive end.
Well, when you have players like John, who's just playing with it with the ball at his feet, yeah, you have to track back defensively. And that's going to be critical, that outside mid movement for Virginia Tech. Playing in that 4-3-3, they've got to get back defensively and help in those kinds of situations.
And a little shoulder push. Virginia Tech gets it back. Blaine, one of the common themes with this Tech team, we talked about with Coach Mike Brizendine, they're second in the ACC in shots, but they've struggled to find the back of the net. how big this goal in the first half, a confidence standpoint, what does that do for this Tech team?
But that's what it is. It's creating opportunities. That goal was an own goal that came off of a Clemson defender, but it's creating chances because luck comes from those chances. So for Virginia Tech, it's to continue to do what you are doing. Sometimes the ball just doesn't find the back of the net, and I think that that is so critical for them to put that away, kind of get the monkey off the back a little bit, that you know you can score and you know you can score in these ACC matchups. But again, sometimes you just have a lucky bounce and it bounces that way, and I think Clemson has had that quite a few times. And now for Virginia Tech, with these opportunities, it's happening as well.
Roche breaks away, right-footed strike, it's through!